Ukrainian forces have recently launched several attacks in the Russian rear regions, which resulted in damage to several oil refineries, the loss of an Ivanovets missile boat of the Russian Black Sea Fleet, and deaths of dozens of civilians in a bakery destroyed in Lysychansk. In response to Ukrainian provocations, the Russian military launched a new massive attack on Ukrainian military and industrial facilities throughout the country. On February 7th, the Russian Ministry of Defense confirmed that all the assigned targets were hit. The Russian military clarified that the massive strikes were launched with air and sea-based cruise missiles and kamikaze drones. Thus, the Russian officials denied claims of the Ukrainian General Staff about the strikes of Iskander missiles and upgraded S-300 anti-aircraft missiles. Despite Kiev's attempts to declare another fake victory and hide heavy losses, damage to numerous large industrial facilities and military targets was confirmed in different regions across the country. The targets included workshops of the ocean plant in the Mykolaiv region used for production of naval drones. Oil refinery and facilities on the Yavorovsky landfill were hit in the Lviv region. The military training ground came under Russian attack in Uman. Numerous explosions thundered in the industrial zone in Kharkov, where several large facilities are located, including the Melyshev plant used for repair of Ukrainian tanks and armored vehicles. More Russian strikes were reported in almost all other Ukrainian regions. Kiev rushed to accuse the Russian military of attacks on civilians. Photos of a residential building damaged in the Ukrainian capital gained the headlines in the mainstream media. However, the photos themselves confirmed that the building was struck by a Ukrainian anti-aircraft missile, while more footage showed the failed operations of Ukrainian air defense forces in the densely populated city. Despite the hype in the mainstream media, Ukrainian officials have so far reported the death of only one civilian in Mykolaiv that night. In response to Russian precision strikes on the military-industrial infrastructure, the Ukrainian military launched 2 attacks on the center of the Russian border city of Belgorod. In an attempt to show muscle and inflict damage on Russian civilians, Kiev used Czech-made Vampire MLRSs. Most of the targets were intercepted, but several missiles hit residential buildings, injuring several civilians. While the terrorist Kiev regime is playing the media war, terrorizing the Russian population, the Russian military continues destruction of Ukrainian military facilities. On the night of February 8th, a new wave of Russian strikes hit the Odessa and Mykolaiv regions, where the locals confirmed damage to the ports, an industrial facility, points of deployment of Ukrainian personnel, and the local airfield. More explosions thundered in the Vinnytsia region, but Kiev is firmly keeping the secret of its losses.